What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's here, WWE SuperCard Season 7, and the video to end all videos, because this is going to be covering everything you need to know. It's all right in this video. Plus, we've got a bunch of others coming up. A full schedule over the next couple of days before the game is released on the 18th. And I was lucky enough, thanks to 2K and Cat Daddy, to have early access to the game, so a huge thank you to them. We are going to get into the action right now. Seriously, can't wait for you to see it, because I've had to keep this quiet for the longest time. And now you get to experience it just like I have. Let's do it. Let's start off. And if you want to see more of this kind of thing, you want to see more early access and just in general normal, because it's only a couple of days on the 18th. We're all going to have access to it. Going to be great. It is also important to note that this is an early access version of the game, so things might be different when the game comes out. Let's first of all look through the main screen. Now, there are going to be some things that aren't normal. This is a special version of the game. There are going to be some packs. There are going to be some screens. There are going to be some modes that are dramatically changed, just because it's a preview version. For example, King of the Rings, sped up. PVPs, sped up. Everything is just crazy. And we're going to break, but we're going to take the craziness out of it, and we're going to give it to you in a nice, succulent meal. It's not a Chinese one. I mean, it can be Chinese if you wanted to. It's just saying it doesn't have to be. Let's go through the do's and don'ts, though, because there's been a few things that I am not able to capture. First of all, there will be no pack openings at all, because the packs that are in this are not the same as the ones that will come out with the game, and they weren't finished. I also will have to blur out certain cards and stuff because they weren't finalized, and they want to make sure they give you guys the best look at the game as it possibly can be. If you see any blurs, that's the reason why. Also, War Games will be coming later in December. I will not be showing that during this video. Whilst I'm going through this, comments down below, let me know what you're thinking. So let's have a look around the UI. We're going to go to socials. You're going to see things such as the follows, standard news, the teams. Most of this hasn't been changed. There's a couple of small bits and pieces which you're going to see. There's a bunch of new cards which I'm going to explain to you what those are very soon. The card catalog is roughly the same, but you'll notice the small differences as we go in. You've got the profile, which has had a couple of changes. You've also got a set of card backs, and I can reveal to you now that you will be getting, everyone will be getting, if you played Season 6, a special Season 6 card back when the game launches on the 18th. You've also got the catalog, you've also got the collections, and all things we're going to be touching on. Let's start off, though, with my favorite part of this entire season that we're looking at. They mentioned making this more flexible. They mentioned making this better for the everyday casual player. But I think this is also going to be good for the hardcore players. The draft board feature. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, what did you mean, the draft board feature? This is standard. Let me show you something special. So I'm finishing off a King of the Ring right now. I've just won my King of the Ring. I'm going to get myself some rewards. Inside these is going to be 25 picks. Also, an Alexa Bliss. Little tiny snippet there. But 25 picks. Now, usually, you'd have to go to Money in the Bank, or you'd have to go to War, or the PvP modes. But not with this. No, starting Season 7, you go into the draft board, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I don't want to do all the cards. Previously, you had to close the app down. Now, I can pull one card, get myself some WrestleMania sweatbands. I don't want to do any more picks. Press the back button, you're done. Go back into it. Press this, Sheamus. Yeah, I'm not interested. Back, done. It is so flexible. In fact, we're going to be playing a game of Wild. In fact, actually, I'm going to go back and play some PvP so I can show you the PvP menus, which are being condensed into one slick menu. You've got War, Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and a Women's Elimination Chamber, all in one place. It all shares the same bout system. Now, for ease of time, I'm going to go for a game of War. Okay? Now, one thing I don't know is how the picks work with ring domination. Everything you see right now is pretty much how it is. As far as I'm aware, they have not made any major changes to, as far as I'm aware, they have not included the new SmackDown arena. That's one of the only things that I'm pretty confident they haven't added in, which maybe they should have. Also, the NXT arena hasn't changed. Everything else has kind of remained the same. On the subject of draft picks, you may or may not be aware of this, but picks now drop in Money in the Bank, Last Man Standing, and plenty of others. Now, Last Man Standing wasn't available to check out in this build, but Money in the Bank per game now drops 6 picks per match. Plus, we've got the introduction of Super Coins, which replaces the League Points PVP, which replaces League Points, Team Battleground, and Money in the Bank. So let's go, and we're now on the draft board again. We're back to the draft board. We're going to pick another couple of cards. Now, this is a special draft board that gives me a reset every time I pick a card. So this isn't going to be the same experience everyone else is going to have. Okay, so if you see me getting constant resets, that's the reason why. All right, so I'm pulling loads of cards off of the board, and we're just going to let's go to 15. We want 15 picks left, and I'm going to back out using the back button. I've got all my cards here. Press done. I've just come out. So this could be used for several different reasons. One, you no longer have to just keep quitting the game and coming back in. Second reason this is important and could be used in your favor is if you are a really, really hardcore player and you want to finish something really quickly. This is going to help you do that. If you just want to smash through an event as quickly as possible, this is going to make it so easy for you. Also, if you're a creator and you want to save up picks, you can do that without having to constantly keep quitting out of the game left, right, and center. And I love that. Now on to my second favorite feature, and this is autoplay. Now, for those of you who don't know, in War, Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and Women's Elimination Chamber, any of the PvP modes, you get an automatic timer. That means you have to complete a match within a certain amount of time. If you don't, the game takes control of that for you. Some people use that to their advantage so that they can still grind the game without having to worry about constantly being glued to their phone, okay? This, however, changes the game completely because now you can go and play whenever you want and just leave the phone or leave your device, tablet, BlueStacks, whatever it is. So you'll see here that I'm going to put out and would you look at that? I've got a super move as well, but you can see this little clock down the bottom. That is going to pick an automatic card for me. Usually it's the first one out of your selection, and it's going to pick my Behemoth, Isaiah, Swerve, Scott. And I'm just going to speed this up. I'll come back to my phone. I had to make a quick phone call. I'm back to BlueStacks, and boom, it's automatically doing it for me. Don't have to worry anymore. If you want to get your Wild Wednesday games done, you can just be talking to people and then come back and go, oh, it's already completed my games for me. And you can see the little clock. It's running around. It's running around. But I've now come back, so now I can pick it with my Sasha Banks Behemoth card. And now we're going to finish this off with, we'll go Jeff Hardy. And we're done. Game's over. And I only literally was here for half the time. And the game is still going on. It's still existing, and it's made it faster for everyone. Down the bottom, you'll see you got the 50 picks, and you'll see everything. It's just way more clearer as well. So we're going to go and pick another couple of cards off the board. But I've got some kind of, I don't know, some fetish with the number 15. So I'm going to leave it at 15. There we go. I'm done. Watch for more picks if you want to. Personally, I'm not really that bothered. But what about Money in the Bank? Now I've gone to Money in the Bank and won with my Swarm Damian Priest and got myself my super coins. So I'm going to start my next game and see what happens. Now I'm going to start my next game. I've got my picks off the draft board. I mentioned this earlier on. Get 6 picks for Money in the Bank. We're going to go down to that 15 number, that special number 15. Why I've got a fetish for the number 15, I will never know. It's also worth noting that during this build, we had no access to anything in the Superstore. That was still being finalized, so we go into play. And I'm now in my next game of Money in the Bank. But it just so happens that I need to take a phone call. So I'm going to go do that. The girlfriend wants to talk to me. Can't say no.
You watch what happens.
Okay, cool. I'll see you later. Bye. There we go. Whilst I was gone, guess what's happened? The game has played itself for me. That is perfect. One of my favorite additions to the game this year. And it's something that's been in other games as well already. So it's nice to see it making its way to WWE SuperCard, and it's going to mean that last year they had this statement about casual players. This proves that that statement, as long as they don't go and screw things over this time, should be pretty much correct. But if you may have seen style, oh wow, that style, that technique for The Miz has just given him a massive boost. You may have seen that Sheamus activated his overrun. Now, I'm not going to talk about that in too much because it's a whole different video in itself. But holy goddamn, that is going to make battles very interesting indeed. Now, another really big addition which has been made a huge deal of is the brand new super moves. Now, this is done by playing Money in the Bank, playing War, playing Wild, or any of the PvP modes. Anything that is what we call on demand. Every game you play, whether you win or lose, you pick up energy into this little meter that has an S on it. I'm going to play some Money in the Bank. We're going to see what this does, because I haven't seen it before, so I'm experiencing this at the same time as you. I'm excited for what this does. Maybe I'll leave one of my weaker cards to the very end and see if it does anything special. Okay, so I'm in a situation now where I need to get this Kevin Nash to beat this Jey Uso. I'm going to use my super move with Kevin Nash and see what it does. Whoa, what the 100% to all stats. What? And I got a reversal match. And he's got, no, did he get a reversal match? I think he got a reversal match. And I got an overrun. So, I don't know. Overrun enabled 7.3896 million to all stats. Let's go, baby. We're just going to use Triple H. It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, dear Jesus. We got the overrun. Boom! Overrun and the super move. Just won me a match with no chance of winning. Just boom. Easy win. Wow, I've never experienced that before, and that is something else. But the auto timer's out of the way, and I don't know if this works for events or not, but apparently it does. How that's going to work for ring domination, I have no idea. Just to clarify, it doesn't pick the cards for you. You've still got to do that yourself once the game is over. Let's go to the catalog and have a look at the collections. Brand new feature. We have got several different collections all the way along, and you've seen from me scrolling up and down that I've actually claimed some of these already. And this is to reward you for collecting every single card that's required. So, for my biomechanical set, I have Mustafa Ali, Damian Priest, Candice LeRae, and Seth Rollins. But I still need Jeff Hardy, and I still need Mercedes Martinez. Once I've got that, all those 6, you come back to here, you click your collection, and you can go and get yourself a Swarm card. Free of charge. No purchase necessary. You do the same here with the Swarm cards. I just need Xavier Woods, the Boogeyman, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And if I'm still in Swarm tier, I can get a Behemoth card without even having to be in Behemoth tier already. Which obviously brings me on to the fact that yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have 3 brand new tiers in the game. Interesting ones. We have ourselves Behemoth, the top tier in the game now. This is the nuts. I love it. Purely because of the massive dragon, the Behemoth in the background, smashing an entire city down. It's just given me some, first of all, like Sonic Adventure vibes with chaos, but like a more, you know, bloodthirsty chaos. I'm digging it. It looks great. The single also looks awesome, but it's got like the kind of like a still version, but this just huge congrats to Cat Daddy, because this is fun. Down the bottom as well, you'll notice that you've got your style and your technique going to improve. You'll see you got your technique, which you can then roll for a brand new assist if you wish to. So I can decide if I want to roll it to get myself an overrun. Maybe that's what I want for my Jeff Hardy. But it's different for every superstar in different styles. Then you've got your swarm cards, which freaks me out a little bit, not gonna lie. And it shows that the leaks were true about the names. Asuka there with whatever those flying things are. Again, it freaks me out. Crazily freaks me out. But there you go. There is the pro version. If we go down to a single version, we're gonna have a look at this edge card. Boom. You got yourself the single and the pros with the pro stats all there. Now we go down to the biomechanical, and I've got to be honest, right? I'm not a huge fan of the name. I personally think you could have just named this mech or biomech, and you could have got away with it, but the card design does look cool. Pro design isn't amazing, and I've got that showing on the screen now for you because I don't have it on this version, but on my other copy of Season 7, which is under the SUPERZOMGBBQ name on my iPhone, that has a ton of them. So there's going to be a recording of that for you. But if you want to see all of the cards, we have a special video coming up. Every single card in the catalog revealed for you. And if it's not already up, you can just go and press this little eye up here. And when it's live, it's going to show and you guys get first dibs at the entire card catalog for Season 7 and some special other mentions too. So personally, not a huge fan of the name of biomechanical. I think that this card design is really extreme. It reminds me of Aliens for some reason, and Terminator kind of mixed together. Then you got the Swarm tier, which, you know, if I just look at the top part, it's cool. The bottom part does freak me out a little bit, and the pro animation is a little bit uneasy. Behemoth tier though, oh my god, I love it. Give me all of it. I love it. I want all of it right now. Plus, of course, through all of this, you've seen the brand's new stats, which are so much simpler. Now, instead of 4,743,000, blah, 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 you've got 4.743 M, which is just so much simpler. And if you go down to hundreds of thousands, you've got the K there instead. In the new tiers, you'll see its debuts from the likes of Robert Stone, who has not only a superstar card, but a support card as well, which again, you're going to see all of this in that card video. Retribution making their debut as well. Tugboat, a classic name, joins. And on top of that, even better, we've got the return of Christian Umaga and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, amongst many others. A couple of other things that I've noticed that I wanted to share with you. First things first, nice little thing that I can't show you the full extent of yet, Team Connector. This is going to be able to allow you, to make certain posts for members for teams. So if you need 2 Behemoth players for your Swarm team, you can post that for 24 hours or 48 hours. And then people can respond to that. And I think that's really cool. Now I have done this myself and it's really cool and the feature works, as you can see with some of the people who are on the team. But unfortunately, I can't show it because it's not finished. Another cool little sneak peek I can give you is the War Games logo. If I scroll along, you can see War Games and Women's War Games modes ready to go. For any of you who are interested, Team Battleground is pretty much the same, but we've got the levels for rewards in the brand new tiers and the amount of super coins you get from the rewards as well, which is pretty fair considering. I can see the Superstore being a lot more active than most of the time we've spent with TBG, Money in the Bank, and the LP store, with a lot more special items in it. Just my personal opinion, I think this is going to be great for the game. But I'd like to know your opinion in the comments down below. But one more surprise, which I found: fusions, biomechanical, and swarm fusions. Brand new fusion chamber as well in terms of the looks. If I go here, you can see Tommaso Ciampa, Dolph Ziggler, Samoa Joe, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Bret the Hitman Hart, Raquel Gonzalez, and Dakota Kai. Then moving on to the Swarm fusions. And these will be debuting in December/winter, they've told me. Swarm, Robert Roode, Ricochet, Timothy Thatcher, The Big Show, Doink the Clown, Chelsea Green, and Aaliyah. I hope Chelsea Green gets better soon. She broke her wrist the other day on SmackDown, which kind of sucks. but I dig these designs. This one, again, I don't know if they're trying to scare people with these swarm designs. Again, comments down below what you think of Season 7. I think some of the changes to the draft board and the way that the game modes work. The proof obviously is in the pudding when the game comes out. Hopefully, we'll see the events and how they work with the autoplay system, like Road to Glory, for example, the team connector and how that works, and of course, War Games. But off the bat, I'm really excited. We've got plenty more videos coming up. We're gonna have 1,000 draft board picks, reset only, to get as many Season 7 cards as possible. We're going to be having the entire card catalog for Season 7 and a full guide on styles and techniques so you can see the effect they have on games. Until next time, though, I've been SuperZombGBBQ. You have been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.